Welcome to another episode of Who's Your Next Podcast. You got Kris and Chris. We were talking Game of Thrones, and I just wanted to start it really like right now. So
House
Kimberly
of the
brought it up.
Dragon.
House of
That's
the
what.
Dragon. Kimberly brought it up, and I kind of agree. And then I've been seeing a lot of stuff on like TikTok about it, that people think the one kid that died at the end of season 1 is actually alive. The one son,
How is he going to be alive if he fell all that way?
because they think he like maybe not floated down, but fell on like the wing and kind of braced the impact a little bit.
What? I don't buy that. I think he's dead.
Well, as I've learned on Game of Thrones, until I see a body, I
Well,
don't
I mean
believe
that's
it.
true,
And
but
even then, when I
I
see
don't
the
know.
body, they can bring him back.
This is true.
But
I mean, we
I
all
don't
knew
know.
that Jon Snow was dead, but we knew he was coming back.
We knew he. We knew it was like him and Daenerys were like the main characters. Like there was no way they were dying.
I don't know. It was a boring episode, though. It took a while to get going.
It really was a boring. Like Kimberly, I think we talked about this earlier today, and then Kimberly and I talked about it yesterday. Was like we waited this long for that slow of an episode. We waited almost
Yeah,
2 years. I know it's not 2 years 'cause I think it was like fall when the last season ended, but we waited almost 2 years for this show, and it was kind of a letdown. Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad episode at all. Like, solid 7, maybe 8, but it was so slow. And they had no, because most of the time they have like, the first episode's always slow, but they always had something, that kind of hooked you at the very end. Like there was some sort of battle or fight or something, but it was just, a kid getting chopped up in his sleep.
did he get chopped up, or did they just kind of
They chopped
sucked
him
him?
up because I think they took his head.
Oh gosh, that's violent.
Well, they got to take it back to the blacks.
So what are they gonna do? Sneak it past the drunken king?
Well, yeah, that one guy knows his way in and out of the city. It's not like they, not going to find a way
Well, I
out.
guess that's true. But like the queen just gonna fight it off. She's like, oh yeah, they took him. He's dead now.
Goes into her mom getting railed by the guy who pretty much started it because
I know, right?
if he would have just kept his mouth shut last season, like we would not have had this issue. He complained because he was being used by Rhaenyra, but then he's just being used as a man whore by Alicent.
Good for him.
You know what? He's
I, I
he keeps it in the royalty.
I would take that job if I were him. Don't complain, dude.
I don't. Other than it being slow, I have no complaints about the episode. I don't know about you, but that was my only complaint was it was slow.
I thought it was slow.
Do you
I
have
wasn't
any other
impressed.
complaints other than it being slow, or just that it was slow?
No, that it was slow.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
don't get me.
been 2 years, so I've got to remember who all the characters are because I'm not watching them.
Yeah, they needed a longer like setup at the beginning. Like I don't remember. Like me and Kimberly, I'm glad was there because I was like, "Who's this guy?" It was like there were like two people. I was like, "Who's this guy again?" Oh yeah, this is the guy. Like the guy with the limp. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's like the spy guy." And then it was like another guy that I was like, "Who's that again?"
Yeah, I spent the whole episode going, "Who's this guy?" In fact, I just remembered that the guy I was just watching the last 15 minutes. The one-eyed guy was the guy that started all this because he's the one that knocked the kid off the dragon.
It wasn't even really his fault either because his dragon kind of lost control of his dragon.
Well, yeah, but he was still kind of
He
he
was
was
still antagonizing.
he was antagonizing.
He
So
would have been contempt or not contempt. What's the word in court where you're not the one that pulled the trigger, but you pretty much caused it.
well, it's an assault charge because there's no proof of intent to kill.
True.
So he would not be murder. It would just be like aggravated violent assault. Because there's no proof that he intended to kill him.
Yeah.
He was just, it's like if a guy in a
Manslaughter.
car is aggravating somebody else in a car and they run him off the road and they die. That's, I mean, if there's no intent to,
Yes.
essentially that's what he did. He ran him off the road and, the guy hit a tree, basically. That's what happened. So, I don't know. It's just, I think I'm tired of the streaming services taking so long to start their series back up.
Yeah.
When is Stranger Things going to be? Is it ever going to wrap up?
I think it's like next year still.
How long is that? Is that 4 years?
Yeah, I think it was
5?
like I don't think it was that long. I think the last season started like right when COVID ended or started.
Let
Like
me
it's
check.
been 4 years.
It's ridiculous. And you know what? There's so many streaming services out there with shows. I don't need to wait, you know. Yeah, 25. 2022. So it's 2 years. May of 2022. That's right. Like you would almost have to watch the whole freaking show again. Then it was only 9 episodes.
Well, that's kind of how I was getting with Game of Thrones. I was like highly debating to like rewatch the show.
Yeah, well, actually, all of Stranger Things are 8 or 9 episodes, but yeah, I'm tired of it. Cobra Kai is the same way. It's coming out this year, the last season
Hmm.
of Cobra Kai. When did it come out?
I thought that show had already ended.
No, it's got one more year. But let's see when it came on. Hang on. I'm looking to see when. It was like last year, I believe, season 5. But it was 2022 as well. But it's coming out this year, so it comes out July 18th. So, and it's holy shit. Oh no, it's a breakup. They're doing 10 episodes in 2024. And wait, what are they doing? Oh, they're doing 4 episodes in July, 4 episodes in November, 4, 5, 6 episodes in November,
Oh, so
and
they're pulling
then
the whole like we're gonna spread it out.
and then
So
5 episodes in
this
2025.
this has been a thing now because they do it because it forces you to keep the streaming service longer because you got to keep it for the show that you like, and then it's all a conspiracy you hear.
Well, we're all about conspiracies.
We've had whole episodes on conspiracies, but it's all conspiracies to make you spend more money. You gotta keep the streaming service to keep the your package to keep watching.
I don't know. I don't know. I've got one streaming service, which is HBO.
I pay for technically we pay for two, Amazon and Paramount. I dropped Netflix again because I just wasn't using it enough. To
Yeah.
and even like I know it was only like $7, but that's $7 I could be,
Speaking of which, I just dropped yesterday. I dropped my Sirius XM radio.
I dropped Sirius XM not too long ago. Also, I miss it, but you know what? It's
I
money I'm
don't
saving.
I don't use it that often
Yeah, I'm not in my car enough.
because I'm not in my car enough, and two, I've got enough uh, music playlists from Spotify downloaded
Hmm.
that I still don't listen to it that often. And I was thinking
Do you
about
have
this the other.
Spotify Premium?
Josie does. I'm on her.
Oh, okay.
She shares. Thank God. Yeah, I've got all kinds of lists. Like when we're going to concerts, so I listen to like lately playlists have been like Slipknot and Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper and um, people like that because that's who we're seeing in concerts. So I download a playlist and get more familiar with their music.
Well, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do.
But I don't. I was like, we went to Fort Wayne the other day, and I just had satellite radio on, but it's the same music. They don't ever, very rare, unless I listen to the America's Top 40 of a certain year, I don't hear like whatever. If I'm listening to the 80s channel, it's the same music from the 80s that they play. They don't play everything from the 80s like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the Octane and people like that, all they play is Rage Against the Machine, and they just play a lot of the same music over and over again.
Because that's
Which,
how they get people to sit there and listen to it. It's the popular quote unquote
but
stuff.
I can hear those on my Spotify playlist, same
Mm-hmm.
songs. So I might as well just drop it. It saves me. I was only paying $7 a month for it, and then they offered me
But
3 months.
$7 a month adds up.
Yeah, um, so I cut that out, and then well, my thing went up $1. Max went up $1.
I think that's silly.
It
And
is.
all of the streaming services are adding ads. Like you have to get the ad free version
Yeah.
now because that's what Amazon did. They snuck in the ad version now.
Well, Netflix has it too, don't they?
Yeah, but that was a long time coming. Amazon legit just said, "Hey, we're doing this next month." Netflix gave you like a 6 month warning.
Oh, Disney does it,
Yeah,
which I don't pay for Disney anyway.
Hulu's always done it. Hulu's always done it, so it's not like a thing. But
Yeah, Hulu's done it. Paramount does it too, don't they?
Paramount's done it too. That's the one I had, but I got so tired of the ads, I got rid of it. But now I'm thinking about going back to it because I don't unless there's like a new Star Trek series, I don't watch Paramount that often because they don't. I love Paramount Plus, but at the same time, they don't have anything in their app. They have not fixed their app. Like their app is donkey butt.
'Cause I've noticed that. I've had a hard time like starting a show and or finding something, or it takes forever
Yeah,
to
their
click
app is
over.
just not well built. Like they need to overhaul it, and it's not even since when it was what was it, MGM, and then remember they combined. It was Paramount and something else combined. It was even before that.
I don't know. Was it MGM? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was before.
I don't either. I just remember it was Paramount, and then I don't remember what they combined with. But it's just not the best. I'd rather.
Well, now, okay, so like, well, I mean, then you got Peacock. I've got Peacock too. I pay for Peacock,
Well, at
but I
Peacock.
was paying for Peacock for the IndyCar coverage, right?
Mm.
Well, IndyCar is leaving and going to Fox next year.
Are you going to pay for Fox? Or are
Well,
you going to get
here's
rid of Peacock and get Fox?
this is the dumb. This is the part we worry about because like the practices, qualifying, and the lower division races were on Peacock, right? So if you missed them 30 minutes after they were shown, they were on the app. You could watch them, a replay of it,
Yeah.
right? So with Fox, this is the tricky part. So with Fox, all of the IndyCar races next year are going to be on Fox. So they get network, which is great, right?
Yes.
Practice and qualifying are going to be on Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports 2. And then the lower division is going to be on either one of those channels. But
Hmm.
now I will have to DVR those because I think so. There is a Fox Sports app, but it's going to be part of that big app with
Oh yeah. Now
ES,
everything is combining with each other.
yeah, with ESPN, and it's like ESPN and a couple of other things, and it's like $50 a month.
Yeah. We went full circle and went back to cable pretty
It's
much.
essentially exactly what we did. And then here's the dumb part. So I'm paying $6 a month for Peacock. I am not paying $50 a month just to get. I don't want that ESPN's Plus, and I barely watch ESPN.
I only watch ESPN during like football season or that's it really. or
Yeah,
college football.
college football. Watch college football or college basketball. Um, I'll watch it every once in a great while. I don't watch F1 anymore because they don't want to give a race team to Michael Andretti. So um, why should I support them? That's my
Exactly.
theory. So yeah, we're going back to cable where everything is. This is, and here and I was called the boomer because I didn't like streaming services.
Well, I've always, as soon as everybody, when it was just a couple, I was okay with it. But now that everybody and their mother has one, and you have to have every single one to be able to watch anything,
And it's as much as cable.
and now everybody's getting rid of the password sharing.
Yes. So if I want, so let's break it down. So if I wanted, so I got HBO, right? So
Hmm.
if I wanted the Fox app with all that stuff, that's 50, right? So we're up to $66 a month, right?
Yes.
Then if I wanted Peacock, I like Peacock because they have good stuff on there. I'm gonna keep it because I got it through cable anyway. It's only $6. So
I like Peacock for the like streaming, like the live streaming the games.
I do too. And then they have The Office as well and the other shows. And they pick up movies on there sometimes that are really good too.
Yeah.
So there's six. So we're up to $72 a month, right?
Yep.
If I wanted Disney or Netflix, add another what, 18, 15, 18.
Yes.
So if I got both of those, so let's average it out to say 16, so that's 32. So I'm over $100 just in that. Then you add another $80 for cable. I'm almost at my cable bill. And I don't have near the channels that I do on cable.
Mm-mm. And half the time on streaming, I just flip through and go back to something I've watched 100 times.
Yeah.
Like I don't
So
watch anything. I hate to say it, but I barely watch anything new on streaming. It's always the same stuff. I watch
I
the same like five things.
I noticed that too. I was sitting here last night, like nothing appealed to me to
Hmm.
watch. Nothing new. And then I watch like these murder shows like Discovery Channel, and I'll watch them, but they're on the HBO app. So it's strictly on the HBO app or Peacock, or I'll watch, like you said, something I watched 100 times before, or it's an old movie. Like I said, I watched Red Dawn the other night. But I'm not watching anything new. I don't. Nothing is catching my eye. You get all these streaming services. They're putting out all this new product of TV shows. Nothing has caught my eye. Nothing is like, oh my god. And what is out? Okay, so House of the Dragon's out now, but it's still not at the level where everybody was watching Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones has not worked back their the goodwill they had.
Because I remember um, when I lived in Florida, we were watching Game of Thrones, and one of the girls, the waitresses, was just watching Game of Thrones, and she was like 2 or 3 episodes behind, which was she hadn't seen the Red Wedding yet.
Oh,
And so we were talking, and we were talking about it, and she's like, "Don't spoil it for me, don't spoil it for me." And she's like, "I'm getting caught up." And I asked the bartender, I said, "Has she seen the Red Wedding yet?" She says, "No, she hasn't." So like, you had that anticipation of
yeah.
waiting for somebody to watch a certain episode.
I remember. Granted, I probably would. I might. If I was this way 10 years ago, if it was 10 years ago again, I'd probably still do it. But I'm not to the point where there's six people over at my house or all over at Mikey's house or something waiting for watching the show. Like
Right.
that doesn't happen anymore. I don't. We don't have big viewing parties. Granted, that was also back in the day when we had to hope somebody had HBO to watch
Well, that
it.
was the thing. It wasn't on an app. It was on HBO, which I
Yeah,
think it is on HBO.
it
But
is. It is. You can watch it on HBO at 9 o'clock.
yeah,
But now everybody, password sharing, so we all can watch it.
yeah, it's I don't know. I think streaming is really, and I saw another complaint is now you have movies. When they were out on video, if you saw the movie at the movie theater, or you had to wait like 6, 8 months for it to come out, right? Probably
Yeah,
6 months. I think it was 6 months. Now they're out like 3 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks after the release of the movie at the theater. You can buy them
they
on.
Disney said that the new Inside Out movie will not be on streaming for I think 3 or 4 months.
And I mean but it'll be on video on demand.
True. I can probably go buy it on Amazon within the next couple days.
Exactly. And stop doing that because you're killing the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Because
And
people will pay $10 for that. In some areas, movies
that's
are 10 or
cheaper than the movie
$12.
theater.
That's $10 or $12 a ticket. We're lucky.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. Tickets are what, $7 here?
Yeah. I have the exact same AMC here where it's, matinees like $5, $6. Movie tickets like $9.
But you go to Indy and they're $14.
Heck, you're lucky if it's $14.
So, or $12. But
I was gonna say it's usually like $15 now for a ticket at one of the, because now they're all shrinking instead of like 400 or 500 seat cinemas, it's 50, 60 people in the big reclining seats.
and that pisses me off too because like Raiders of the Lost Ark was playing in Fisher's there,
Hmm.
by Ford's Garage or whatever, right there off of 69.
Yeah.
So it was playing there this past weekend, but you have to pick a seat. I don't want to pick a seat. Can't I just buy a ticket to the movie and go sit in a chair
Just go
without
sit
having
right
to
next
pick
to
a seat?
somebody. You got that whole seat, the whole pick a seat. Sit right next to somebody. Like don't even care.
It's just I don't like it. I don't. It just bothers me. I mean, I don't mind the special event stuff. Like we had to pick a seat for Nightmare Before Christmas. Probably have to do pick a seats for Riff Tracks, for Point Break. Hell yeah. But I don't. I think that's part of that is ruining the movie experience too. You can't just take your family to a movie and walk into the movie theater. You got to pay in advance. You have to go in advance, and you have to. Oh, we have 3 kids. So we have to buy 5 seats together. How hard is that? Is that difficult?
Probably.
I mean,
Better order your tickets in advance.
I guess that's why you do. But movies aren't done like that. You know what I mean? Unless it's something you really, really, really want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll decide same day. I think I'll go to the movie tonight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, when I dated, I bet there was more out there too. It was, okay, what movie do you want to go see tonight? And we would just go to the movie. We'd go out to eat, go to a movie. So I don't know. I think this is all kind of hurting. I think that's hurting the movie experience along with streaming services and video on demand carrying the movies 3 weeks after they're in the theater. Other than that, and then there's just shit out at the movies. There's nothing out.
Yeah. How much did what's it called Inside Out make?
Inside Out too. I think it made like 155 mil.
From what I've been told, it's not pushing any agenda. And as we said at work today, it's crazy what not pushing an agenda and just making a good movie will do for you.
Yeah, see, it's got an 8 IMDb rated. I'm looking for it. It's at 200. Well, it's $200 million budget. It made in USA and Canada. It made 154 million worldwide, 294.
Jeez.
But there was nothing else. I mean, it's probably deserving of that. I'm not taking that away.
No.
But I also think that there was nothing else at the movies past weekend.
I mean, there hasn't been anything in the movies for a while.
Let's go to the. I'm gonna see. Hold on. Let's see what I got. I'm going to the theater now and seeing what's out.
Gotcha.
So Inside Out 2 is out. Bad Boys Ride or Die, which is rated R.
I'm surprised that movie is, from what I heard, good.
Yeah, but it's like I have no desire to see that movie.
Yeah.
I really don't. It's just a retread.
It's two actors that just needed a payday. I hate to put it that way, but
it has been out a while. The Watchers is not something I'm interested in. Mina, a 28-year-old artist, gets stranded in an expensive, untouched forest in Western Ireland. Upon finding shelter, she unknowingly becomes trapped alongside three strangers who are watched and stalked by mysterious creatures each night.
That sounds interesting.
The Garfield movie, Mad Max, which bombed.
Surprisingly,
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and the Fall Guy still out. The Strangers is not good.
Fall Guy bombed, and I'm so surprised with all the advertising they did for it.
I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it. Let's see how Planet of the Apes is doing. Because did it do good?
I think it did.
Kingdom of the Planet. It doesn't look bad. I kind of wanted to see it, but it came out in May, and I was busy. So, let's
For
see
you,
how.
it came out at a bad time.
Actually, it's not. It didn't do well. I mean, it's made its money back. It was budgeted at 160 million. Opening weekend, it only made 58 million.
That's it.
Yeah, but it's grossed 375 worldwide. So, and then what's coming out this weekend? Let's see what's coming out Friday. Inside Out 2, Bad Boys. There's nothing coming out this weekend. Oh, The Bike Riders comes out this weekend,
Oh, that looks good.
and something called The Exorcism. What's that? Is that the one with that looks like? That's got Russell Crowe. Yeah, that was good. Wait, Russell Crowe starts as Anthony Miller, a troubled actor who begins to unravel while shooting a supernatural horror film. His estranged daughter wonders if he's slipping back into his past addiction or if there's something more sinister at play. You know, that might not be bad. That movie where he played the priest, did you see that one?
No.
Russell Crowe?
No, I didn't. I've heard about it. I just never saw it.
It's really good. So I do want to see the bike ride, but those aren't like, oh my God, I got to go see these movies. You know what I mean?
No, those aren't. That's one of the problems I'm having lately. Is like maybe it's because I'm getting old, but none of these movies are like must sees anymore for me.
Oh, The Pope's Exorcist, that was it.
Oh, I heard good things about that movie. I
That's a
wanted to see
really
it.
good movie. It's on Netflix now. Yeah. That's a good movie. I watched it. I enjoyed that one. That's a good movie. Russell Crowe, he don't really make too many horrible movies, I guess.
No, he must have good people telling him what to take.
Yeah. I mean, I think he makes whatever he wants at this
Yeah.
point. But so I don't know if that movie will be any good. But still, there is nothing coming out until what? Deadpool?
Deadpool is the only movie soon that I don't think is gonna bomb. Like any movie recently, I'm like, it's gonna bomb, and it's gonna bomb. That is like one of the few movies right now that I don't think is gonna bomb off the top of my head. Now I could be completely wrong. I don't think it'll bomb. Do I think it will? People is not gonna like it totally.
Let's see what's coming soon. What's Ghost right here, right now? I don't know what that is. Combining live performance. Oh, that's a person. Yeah, The Bike Riders comes out. The Exorcism. I'm trying to see what else comes out. Like none of these movies I've ever heard of. June 27th, Kalki 2898 AD. Horizon comes out. I do want to see that. I will go see that. That's at Kevin Costner Western. He's got one coming out June 28th, and then Chapter 2 comes out August 16th. So I'm down for a Kevin Costner movie. Quiet Place comes out.
I don't think that movie will bomb.
No. I would want to see that. What's this? Operation Dagon? Dagon? Despicable
Diagon
Me.
out. Diagon
Despicable
Alley.
Me 4 comes out. No, not Dagon.
That movie's gonna print money.
Yeah, that's
It
July
doesn't
3rd.
matter anymore. Those Despicable Me movies, that or the Minions, just print money.
I don't know.
Do I think this movie will not do as good as the last couple? Yes, but it'll still print money.
Yes. Maxine, that is the trilogy for X and what was it? The other one? Um, yeah, that's with the horror movie. It came out with X with and Pearl. Pearl. I saw Pearl. It's not that good. I didn't think it was. I thought it was a little slow.
I don't know any of those movies.
They're horror movies. Pearl. X.
Did you see that they're making a Smile too?
Yes, I did see that somewhere.
I
Yep.
wonder if they're going to do the advertisement like they did before at MLB games.
Like there is not a lot. Like these look like a lot of like movies that don't like you'll like summer blockbusters.
The only movie that I would say is a summer blockbuster that's coming out is Deadpool.
Well, Despicable Me will be a blockbuster.
True.
Twisters might.
Did you look up how much the budget is for Twisters? They're not going to make their money back.
You don't think?
No, they probably, other than probably Deadpool, have the biggest budget.
I'll look it up here in a second. Hang on, where are we at now? I'm up to July 19th, and Deadpool comes out the 26th. Like I don't see the Firing Squad, Kneecap, Sing Sing, Spirit Rob, Peace. I just don't see a lot of stuff that's reeking of blockbuster. Oh my god, I got to see it. Other than Deadpool and maybe that Kevin Costner Western, because I like Westerns. Horizon. The Crow is August 23rd. That might do something. But they're rated R movies. Reagan comes out August 30th. I want to see that. That's got Dennis Quaid.
Is it about Reagan?
Yeah, it's Ronald Reagan. It's a movie about Ronald Reagan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's not
That's
like
the problem. Me not having cable, I don't know what movies are coming out. I don't look at.
On Twitter. I've been talking about it on social media. I have not seen anything about it. Let's see here. Beetlejuice comes out September.
I want to see that.
Yeah.
The juice is back.
Transformer.
Or the juice is loose. They're making another Transformers movie?
That's cartoon.
Oh.
What's Lee? I don't know. It just seems like it's just like a dead year of movies. Not a lot of.
I'm going to blame a few things. I'm going to blame COVID. I'm going to blame the strike. And then I'm going to blame Hollywood for just sucking.
Terrifier 3 comes out October 11th, which I hear is super, super violent. Smile 2 comes out October 18th. Venom comes out October 25th. Bambi the Reckoning. That's what happens.
Is that like is that what happens when the copyright runs out, like
yes,
Winnie the Pooh?
That's exactly it. Like what's coming out on Thanksgiving? See what's coming out and like around Thanksgiving. I'm into November. Gladiator 2. Okay, I want to see that.
How does he come back to life or something?
I don't know. Okay, so it picks up around Thanksgiving because you got Gladiator 2, November 22nd. Moana 2 comes out along with Wicked.
That's gonna print money. I'm gonna go see Moana 2 because Moana is my favorite.
I never saw
Disney princess. It's really good. Moana's my favorite Disney princess.
Wicked coming out. Ooh, what's werewolves?
Chris, I feel like the movie season moved. I don't feel like summer is the movie season anymore. I feel like fall and winter is the movie season now.
But you got Sonic 3's coming out December 20th. Mufasa the Lion King. I don't know what Homestead is. What's Homestead? I don't know about that one. And then let's see what's coming out Christmas. Nosferatu. Oh, there we go.
We're remaking it, or is it a?
Yeah.
I know somebody that would be excited about that movie.
I want to see it.
I know two people that are excited about that movie.
Screamboat. January 1st. Screamboat.
Screamboat?
Screamboat.
Is it the movie Scream, but are we on a boat this time?
No, it's what happens when Steamboat Willie.
Oh my God! Is it another one of those?
Yes. And don't we have Alien in there somewhere too?
Yeah, Alien Romulus is supposed to be coming soon.
Lord of the Rings. Holy
I can't wait for that one. I haven't seen a trailer for it, so I don't know how it's going to be.
December 13th. We're Twisters. That's what we were going to look up, right? To see what the budget is. I don't even want to see this. Like, it doesn't. Like, just leave the original alone. Why are we redoing it?
I'm okay because Twister is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, but it doesn't need a sequel to. It's gonna be the same shit. It's the same stuff. Let's hear what's it about. Let's read it. Let's read the preface. An update. It's the same movie. An update to the 1996 film Twister, which centered on a pair of storm chasers who risked their lives in an attempt to test an experimental weather alert system. So it's Twister, just 20 years later, 30 years later. They redid a movie they didn't need to. Budgeted at $200 million. Jeez. That's a lot of scratch. There ain't no way. You think it'll make that much back?
I don't think it will make that money.
Didn't it come out in May, the first one?
I think it did. They're really missing out on a time release for that movie. It needs to come out during the tornado season.
Tornado season.
Like, why is it not coming out like now? Like, it needs to be out now.
Yeah, Twister came out May 10th. Perfect.
Right at the start of tornado season.
Yeah. May 10th of 96. I can remember we came up for the race, right? But we went to the Brickyard. Not to the Brickyard, I'm sorry. In 1996, we went to Michigan, right? Because there's a big IndyCar split. It was a big old mess. And then real IndyCar drivers were racing at the 500. They had a bunch of crappy ones. So they held another race in Michigan.
Was this like the replacements?
Yes. Yeah, basically scabs. Some couple veterans and the rest are scabs. So I can remember we went. So we're staying in Sturgis, Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is up near Coldwater and near the racetrack, and it's up in that area, just across the Indiana border. And you go through Sturgis, and Sturgis is just like a small town. Like the Sears was downtown, the Penny's was downtown. It wasn't
where they do the motorcycle route. No, that's Wisconsin.
No, that's South Dakota.
Yeah.
So, but their movie theater was downtown, right? And they were showing Twister. So this was May 22nd. So that had not been out 2 weeks yet. But people were like walking to the movie theater to go see this movie. I can remember that. Like the people, like they were, lined up outside the door. People were walking down sidewalks. Because you live in town, you walk to the movie theater. That movie was budgeted at $92 million and it made $41 million in its opening weekend. It grossed almost $500 million.
See, one thing that we've talked about before and kind of goes into the whole streaming is the whole DVD or VHS release brings in a lot of money and kind of keeps the movies alive. Like, how many movies are cult classics because of the DVD release or the
Well, did you know that like Austin Powers was a bomb at the theaters?
Yeah.
Nobody went to see it. It didn't take off till it went to VHS. And it gained so much traction they made
Starship
sequels.
Troopers.
Yeah.
What else? Starship Troopers.
I know Eddie and the Cruisers was that way. That's actually a good movie.
Eddie and the Cruisers.
Eddie and the Cruisers. It didn't do anything at the box office, but it really took off when VHS came out. There's been so many movies that VHS or DVD has brought to life.
And that's one thing Matt Damon brings up is
what?
He brought up
killing movies?
Well, not that it's killing movies, but the movies don't have that second life. Like, they don't have that second wind anymore.
Yeah, you're right. He is exactly right. That is the truth.
And
because you could pick up on the backside, you could pick up on VHS if it doesn't do well in the movies. And that could just be because of a crowded weekend. Oh, UHF with Weird Al Yankovic. Dude, that movie is hysterical.
Yes.
He takes over this UHF station, right? It's got
Yeah.
Michael Richards in it, who was Kramer from Seinfeld. And it is the dumbest, funniest movie. You should check it out. It's called UHF. It came out the same weekend as Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh yeah, they couldn't do anything then.
Right. So, but it gained life on VHS. And I think the Breakfast Club did too, between HBO and VHS, because it was a rated R movie. So I saw it, it was on HBO. And it spoke to so many people that age, not just 17 and older or 18 and older, but to kids in high school. So, yeah, there is no second life for movies anymore. There really isn't.
And it's kind of sad because how many cult classics do we have from that second life?
There's a bunch of Return of the Living Dead. Um, any of those
Roxbury,
movies.
Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, dude, that's another one that didn't do well at the box office that exploded on VHS.
That doesn't.
Clueless did the same thing, but Clueless was a hit. But it's still, Forrest Gump, those all take second,
Oh, I didn't know Forrest Gump bombed at the box
It didn't
office.
bomb at the box office, but when it comes out on VHS, it just revitalizes the excitement of the movie.
Yeah.
That's what it did. And that's what a lot of movies, that's what a lot of them did. Because you didn't go see all the movies at the same time. I mean, we did. We were at the movies every weekend, but a lot of adults don't. You know,
No,
Lethal Weapon.
it's a lot of money, and there's people have plans on the weekends.
I think Lethal Weapon did the same thing. Uh, any of the Rambo movies, Predator, Raw Deal. What was the one? The Commando with Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
All of those kind of movies, they gained a second life on VHS because teenagers were watching. You couldn't go to the theater to watch them, but your parents could, and your parents wouldn't take you to a rated R movie because you're coming out
Other
of a
parents
rated R
did.
movie. Some parents did, but it don't look good if you're coming out of a rated R movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Back then, at least people cared. Now, I don't think people
Yeah,
care.
yeah. Nobody cares now. But back then, yeah, you could get judged. I can only think of one rated R movie my dad took us to before we were 17.
And I remember when I was younger, there was like a big there's a big like boom in websites of parent. It was like just people like, is this movie like good for my kid or okay for my kid to go see?
Right.
And it was like my parents would wait a day or two for it to come out on that website to see if they could actually if it was okay for me and my sister to go see.
We saw Pale Rider at the movies. But that
I
was
don't
a
know what that is.
Western. It's Clint Eastwood movie.
I love Clint Eastwood, but I've
Clint Eastwood
not seen a
Western.
lot of his movies. I'm sorry to say.
Pale Rider is so good. We saw that at the movies. And then like our friends from church, my best friend Eric, they went and seen it at the movies too. So that was a rarity for us to go see a rated R movie because it came out. I was 13. Stand By Me grew on The Lost Boys. Those all grew a huge.
Well,
I think even Roadhouse, honestly.
Red Dawn. Well,
Yes.
Wasn't Red Dawn direct to TV?
No. It was the first PG-13 movie.
Oh, it was.
Yes, we saw it on vacation. I think we were out in Colorado. It came on like at 8 o'clock in the morning. So mom and dad got us up, and we watched Red Dawn before we left and continued on because we had a hotel room with HBO.
I just kind of thought about this, but syndication shows aren't getting their second wind on with syndication either. Because didn't Friends blow up because of syndication?
Dude, everything blows up on syndication. I mean, think about the shows I can think of.
Big Bang Theory.
Well, yeah, Big Bang Theory, but yeah, Friends exploded, Seinfeld, but you can go way, 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 way back.
Star Trek.
Star Trek Star Trek was dead in the water till syndication. Gilligan's Island, syndication. The Brady Bunch, when I was a kid, the shows I watched in syndication, Andy Griffith's show is still huge. I still watch that show. That show's still funny.
There's so many shows that are just still running that I'm like, but that's
But
also like Turner Classic Movies. So,
but when I was a kid, and this is the generational thing. So when I was a kid, it was of course Brady Bunch, Gilligan's Island, um, Space 1999, Star Trek, Little House on the Prairie, Waltons, um, Petticoat Junction, Green Acres, I Love Lucy, of course Andy Griffith Show, Gomer Pyle,
I didn't know
USMC.
Gomer Pyle had his own show.
Yeah, Gomer Pyle, Get Smart,
I knew that was a
Hogan's
show, but
Heroes,
I didn't know it was a.
a TV show.
Well, I knew it was a show. I didn't know it was a big show.
Who? What? Get
Get
Smart?
Smart.
Yeah. Actually, did you ever watch the old Inspector Gadget cartoons?
Yes.
So the voice of Inspector Gadget was in Get Smart.
Oh.
And he was the voice of Tennessee Tuxedo. But now, so like when my kids were kids, right? My stepkids, they watched Home Improvement, and they watched who is it? Urkel.
Oh, I loved Urkel. My parents hated it, but I loved Urkel.
Family Matters. What is the other one? Full House. George Lopez. They used to watch
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, these are all the shows that the kids watched when they were younger. So syndication was a big, big thing.
And granted, like you could still watch the shows on streaming, but I don't know, it's not the same.
It's fun to stumble upon. Oh, hey, I remember this episode. It's funny, you know.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, so me and my brother, when we were kids, we would always see how long it took us to figure out what the Brady Bunch episode was about, because we had seen them all like 100 times. So we would try and figure out which was, and then we would like race to see who could say what the episode was about. Happy Days was big too. Happy Days of Laverne and Shirley, they were big on syndication. Welcome Back, Kotter. And then of course you got cartoons. You have Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, Scooby Doo,
The Looney Bunch, which
I wish they showed. I wish they showed the old Tiny Toon Adventures. Not Tiny, yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures were funny, but what was it, the Animaniacs, the old ones? The new ones are too political. But I mean, there was so much in syndication. Yeah, now the only thing you get in syndication, there's Friends. I see Friends, Seinfeld, Big Bang. If you get like Get TV or Laugh or Me TV, I have like Last Man Standing, Hogan's Heroes, Andy Griffith. I mean, I even we watched shows that we weren't supposed to when we were kids, which was like Sanford and Son, and or Different Strokes, because Different Strokes had smart mouth kids. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, parents don't want their kids watching smart mouth kids to get any ideas.
We were, we were. I remember we were on vacation. We were in Tennessee, and we were watching. Me and the kids were watching an episode of Different Strokes in the morning one time, and my stepson's like, "That kid's got a really smart mouth." I was like, "Yeah, he does." What else couldn't we watch? We couldn't watch Three's Company because Jack Tripper, he pretended he was gay so he could live with the girls. So we couldn't watch
What a hero.
But Sanford and Son, they just insulted each other all the time. You know, you big dummy, which we still say that to this day.
Oh, you're a big dummy.
Yeah, big dummy, and he always make fun of what's her name, how ugly she was. He was mean. So yeah, syndication is a huge part. I don't know. I think streaming is really. I think we've come to a head where people are starting to figure out it's kind of ruined television and movies.
I think it's ruining a lot of media.
I mean, and like and I've said this in the past. You flip around on cable, you stumble upon a show and you watch it, right?
Yes.
Well, streaming, You could spend 45 minutes trying to figure out what you want to watch because there's so much to choose from. Because I could go from Peacock to Freevee to Paramount to HBO.
By the time I find what I want to watch, it's time
too
for
late.
bed.
Yeah, exactly. It's too late. Stupid. That's why I like TV.
And you flip around for a second, say there's nothing on, then you settle for something.
Right. I miss when there was like the 80s was like king of like sitcoms. Like that's all you watched. It was like wall to wall sitcoms. Even into the 90s, really. You had a lot of every night there were sitcoms on. Now it's all stupid game shows and talent shows, cooking shows, or they're the same, FBI, what is it? Whatever, Chicago Fire, Chicago.
It's the fifth. It's the fifth version of CSI.
Yeah. It's just a rehash. There's nothing original. Young Sheldon was the last of the original type of sitcoms.
Yeah, I don't think they'll make any more of those.
Well, they're coming out with Georgie and Mandy next year. They're doing a spinoff. Hopefully, that should be good. They have good chemistry. I really like Emily Osment. I think she's funny. So, hopefully, Meemaw's in it. I really love Annie Potts.
She's hilarious. I loved her in that show.
Have you finished? Have you all caught up on?
I'm only on season 3.
Oh my god, that's a good show, though.
It is. We watched so much of it, we kind of, lack of a better word, got tired of it and had to switch to something else. And we just haven't gone back to it.
It's really
but that's also, I don't have it was on Netflix, so I can't watch. Oh, I guess it's on HBO.
It's also, on Max, yeah.
I just don't remember where we're at. We'll have to rewatch all of it, I guess.
So I don't know. I think there's just too much. If it wasn't for, I don't know what I would watch if House of the Dragon would be on, but that'll be over in 7 weeks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's coming on. So I don't know. There just isn't much. Oh, Penguin will be on soon, hopefully.
What will be on?
Penguin.
Pinkman?
The Penguin.
Oh, the Penguin. Yeah.
Penguin show will be on HBO. But it's like the same movies. Disaster Artist, though, is on Max. You should watch that. Have you seen that?
No.
You should. It is about the making of The Room.
Is that the documentary about it, or is that the one with
it's the movie
Franco?
With the Franco brothers.
Didn't he get canceled?
Yeah, he got canceled.
I hope he makes a comeback, because I liked Franco.
I think it hurt his brother, too, honestly. Dave.
Well, with what he got canceled for, I'm not surprised.
Well, Dave Franco should have been canceled.
Well, there's a lot of people that should have been canceled, like Wahlberg.
Yeah, that was way before. You can't cancel him now for something they did when he was a stupid kid.
They cancel people for something they did as stupid kids all the time.
I know, but still, you can't cancel him because they tried to cancel him.
I know. I don't agree with the unless they did something horrendous. I don't think just because somebody sent out a mean tweet, I don't think they deserve to be canceled.
Ooh, RoboCop is on HBO though.
The new one?
Yes.
I didn't mind that movie. It's not bad.
Is that the one with Carl Urban?
No, that's you're thinking Dredd.
That's Judge. Yeah, the new RoboCop is good. The new Dredd was really good too.
Yeah, that was another movie. Dredd, and Mad Max Fury Road had a second life with VH or DVDs. Because I remember Mad Max kind of flopped in theaters. I think it made its money, but then it got popular. Everybody heard how good it was, and then they rented the DVDs, and now it was huge. And
Can't
same thing with Dread. Dread, no one went to go see Dread because that was during like it was all about 3D, and that was like during the death of 3D.
thank God.
Yeah, and it was like the last like big 3D movie, but people learned how good the movie actually was, so it kind of blew up again in you know
I
post
saw
release world.
I saw which Star Wars did I see in 3D? Was it the last one? The
No, we
Last
didn't go.
Jedi?
I didn't go to that one, and I didn't know that one was in 3D. I know we did the Skywalker one. I don't think that was in 3D.
No, me and you didn't go see it, but I saw it. What was the last one? Last was it when the Last Jedi was it?
No, the last one was Rise of Skywalker. The
Rise of
one
Skywalker. Okay, that's the one where everybody thought that Chewbacca got blown up, but he didn't.
No, that was
That was the
yeah,
last.
that was that one. That was that one, yeah.
That was the last the Skywalker one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one in 3D because it was the only one playing.
Is
We
that
saw
where
it.
you went with April?
Yeah, we saw it on Christmas night, and that was the
I
only
remember
time it
that
was
now.
playing. And then we saw Nightmare Before Christmas. Me and Josie went last October, and it was in 3D. We had to go down to Carmel to see it, but that was good. I think it's one of the movies that's better in the theater than it is on TV. I wasn't impressed with it on TV.
I mean, 9% of movies are better in theater.
Yeah, but I think it just projects better at the theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's one of them. I can't get into it on TV. I tried to watch it a couple times on TV and I was like, this is dumb. But I enjoyed it at the theater. So it's definitely a movie theater movie. But death of TV. And what's funny is they talk about streaming all the this is how stupid people are, and I'm pointing fingers at IndyCar fans. So they're like, if it's only on Peacock, I'm not paying $5 a month for Peacock. And so now they got their wish. Now all of their stuff is on network TV, but they don't have cable. They've cut the cable. They've cut the cord. So you're screwed. If you cut the cord, you screwed yourself. If you've cut the cord, I think. I'll pay the extra money and be corded. But that's just me, I guess. Because I'm old.
You are old, Chris.
But
You're old fashioned.
I like cable. I like flipping around. I think you missed
I
it
do
out.
too.
It's $200, $220 a month. Actually, cable's not that much. It's probably $100 a month. But ooh, Man from Stony River's on. See that? Boom. Man from Stony River. It's on Grit. It's one of my favorite movies. It's on right now. So it's probably 100 for cable because once it's like 90 for internet, right? But then you got to pay all the internet fees, right?
Yeah.
So
And internet, I don't know how much you pay for internet, but I pay like 120 for internet.
I went down a notch because they raised it $12.
I thought about it, but I also was like, I work with my internet, so I want to make sure I get the good stuff.
I plugged in, so I'm fine.
True.
I plug into the modem, so I'm fine. But yeah, I think we'll end up back on cable one day.
Well, the cable shot themselves in the foot because they never went to I can't think of the word, but it's like where you can pick your channels, a la carte. They never went to a la carte.
I think that was a mistake, but honestly, everybody's like, well, I like streaming because I can watch it whenever I want. Dude, everything that's new is on demand on cable.
Yeah. Heck, your cable box can save it so you can watch it, later. You can
Yeah, I mean, you
DVR
could
it.
DVR it. I DVR stuff. I DVR like wrestling shows, like documentaries. I DVR stuff like that and watch them later. But even if I didn't, if for some reason like I lost power and my DVR didn't record or the cable went out and I didn't record anything, the shows that I'm recording, they'll be on demand.
Yeah.
So if cable's really no different, people are like, well, I want to watch stuff that's on whenever I want to watch it. You can, you literally can. So
It's cable, but with extra steps.
yeah, but people don't realize that because there's the stigma that cable is. I don't think cable's as dead as people think it is.
No, I love when I go to my parents' house, I really love having cable. It's really nice and I miss it. But at the same time, I already spend so much money on the internet that I don't want to pay for cable on top of it. I want all the cart.
Right. Well, did you see the NFL is talking about? Did you see NFL's in trouble because they
No.
want to charge like $400 for a Sunday ticket? Who can afford $400 for the Sunday ticket?
People who want it,
But are people spending that? Think of
they're
the
not.
bars. How much is a bar spending
That's why
for
they
some?
want to do it. They want the bars to pay for it.
Well, yeah, but it's more for the bars because they got more than one TV.
Just to get it for each TV, or can they just buy it once?
No, they have to buy more than one thing. They have because they probably have to pay a fee to the NFL to show it in a bar.
True.
Because you know how like churches were getting together for the Super Bowl and announcing it, and the NFL said you couldn't do it because there's more than so many people.
Yeah.
So the bars probably have to pay a licensing fee for the Sunday ticket.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. So, but why don't the NFL have and another thing that's messed up? So, but why don't the NFL? Why don't the NFL have like you can like buy your team? Why do I
I
need
do
to
that.
have?
I would buy a specific Colts channel.
I would buy a Raiders channel. If it was $100 a year, I would pay $100 to watch the Raider games. And then, speaking of which, streaming has totally screwed Major League Baseball.
Has it?
Yeah, because sometimes your local channel won't show like the game because
Oh,
you're within so close to the home field, right?
yeah.
Then it could be on that channel. So it could be on Fox Sports. Then it could be on like Marquee. Then it may be on Apple TV. Then it might be on Max, HBO Max. Then it might be on ESPN. And then it might be on this. People became fans of the Cubs, like here in Indiana. You watched there were three teams you could watch on cable. You had
So,
you had the Cubs on WGN, right?
hmm
Without fail. Every single game was on. Home and away games were on GN. You had Channel 4 at Indianapolis. They showed the Cincinnati Reds. So you could always see the Reds every single game, home and away. You could see the Braves on WTBS out of Atlanta, the Superstation. And then there was another affiliate out of Chicago that showed the White Sox. So you could watch every game if you wanted on your local cable channel. Now you have to have a special package, and if that don't always show everything because it blacks out in your area.
I think blackouts are just the dumbest thing.
The NFL finally did away with it. Remember, you had to have be sold out, or they would black the Colts games out.
Oh yeah, you had to. That was always, and then somebody would buy out the
Like the remaining
chairs.
1,000 seats to show the game live. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they quit doing it. I think they figured out it didn't affect the. But now, I think what has happened with that, and the reason why they're not blacking games out anymore is because football tickets have become so expensive that an average family can't go to a football game anymore.
Pretty much.
Not without dropping what, $600 probably.
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask a family.
It's way too much to ask a family. At least, 2-3 tickets a person, but it's the NFL, they don't care.
No, because they'll figure if the family don't buy it, then somebody else will.
And if they don't buy it, somebody else will.
Yeah, they'll get their money one way or the other.
Yep.
Jeez.
We sound like a bunch of conspiracy theorists.
It's the truth. I ain't a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy
Teller.
realist. I'm a conspiracy teller.
We're a truther.
We are truthers.
Anyways, thank you for. Let's wrap it up here. We talked for quite a while. Jeez.
That was good though.
Yeah, I didn't realize how fast that went. But thank you for listening to another episode of Who's Your Nerds. You got Kris and Chris. You can catch us at YouTube, Pod Nerds on Twitter or Facebook. You can listen to us at your favorite sites: TuneIn, iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon.
Those are called streaming platforms for those that don't know what they're saying.
Sorry, I am like end of the day of talking it done. But you'll never know what I said because we're nerds.
Who's your nerds?